Good morning. We are currently camped at a lovely location. It's the Big Lagoon in the Francois Peron National Park. Rolled in here pretty late last night around sunset. Just got to watch a lovely sunset over these nice red hills in the distance.
We're very disappointed that the drone's not working because it would be giving some killer shots. So
I might still try it again this morning, I reckon, just to see if it can just sustain itself long enough to get out there and get some awesome shots. Freezing night.
Oh my god, I reckon it was around 0 last night because when I got up this morning there was frost on my chair, which I had stupidly left sitting out. Not actually, I should have just packed it away, but I was like, nope, cold, going to bed. And it was obviously just a little bit damp, and then yeah, this morning it had actually frosted.
So our plan for today is to get on the road. It's already the day's getting on already, but we'll get on the road and make our way up to we're kind of going to follow the west coast, the west coast of the Francois Peron National Park, make our way up towards the top area. There's some nice campsites right on the beach. It's going to be a bit of a windy afternoon, but we'll see how we go. So after our trip through Carriageni last year, Bianca came back with one request. She's like, I want you to buy me some dingo socks. So
I wanted socks with dingoes on them.
So for Christmas last year,
the request was socks with dingoes and wildflowers, but Daniel did tell me that it was impossible to find socks with dingoes and flowers, but he managed to find socks with dingoes on them. These bad boys. So I rock these wherever I go. I could have a sock for each trip, like a set of socks for each trip.
Yeah.
Right, stubby holders and socks.
Stubby holders and socks.
That's all you need in life.
So you keep a girl happy. So we just come for a walk up to one of the lookout points at the Big Lagoon, and I tell you what, I could stay here for a few hours, I reckon.
It's very picturesque.
If you are in the Francois Peron National Park and you're driving around, definitely make a stop at the Big Lagoon. Even if you're not staying here, even if you're not, just pull in. There's some places you can park up and at least come and have a look.
Come have lunch at least.
Because that is a pretty amazing view, like one of the best I've seen.
The battery was wet when I pulled it out of the camera, and I touched it and I was like, oh, it's sticky. It's not wet, it's freaking tomato sauce.
Yum. So we finally found those bumpy tracks all those people were telling us about, which Bianca is enjoying thoroughly.
So I'm trying to learn how to drive them. This is definitely terrain I've not really driven through before, so slow and steady seems to be the way. So we just rocked up at South Gregories. South Gregories, and I'm no idea if it's gonna fit both of us in frame. But anyway, as we're driving, we're almost here, and we noticed that there were some dash lights showing up on the D-Max, which aren't normally there, which would be this lovely big one here, which is obviously, I don't know, not a handbrake thing, just a caution thing. And then there's also this one here. These are just traction control and full drive, obviously. So having a look through the manual just to check out what the issue is.
It is the BSM off indicator light, which is our blind spot monitoring system.
With this master warning light.
Okay, so our blind spot monitoring system is currently malfunctioning. So these are our little sonar modules at the back of the car.
I reckon it's that cable at the back.
Pretty caked full of grime and dirt. Hey, sorry, I'll just jump under.
I reckon it's one of them.
Feels like quite loose.
What's the other one though?
Oh, same story really, unless they've both come loose. Yeah, no obvious damage, and these brackets are still pretty firmly bolted in place. Yeah, so it might just be a case of we'll wait till we get home, give these a proper clean down, and then check all that wiring a bit more carefully than we can right now while they're covered in dirt. At least it's not stopping the drivability of the vehicle. We'll just have to make sure we keep an eye out and remember that those blind spot monitors aren't working and don't change lanes into anyone.
We have to go old school.
Oh, check the mirrors.
I have to actually look behind myself when I'm driving.
Yeah. So we just pulled into South Gregories, one of the little campsites up on this coastal area.
We just pulled into South Gregories.
So there's two options up this way. This is South Gregories, and there's also the regular Gregories. Managed to snag a bay straight away, so we're going to just park up here for now.
And then we're going to go suss the rest out. I also really want to see what's over this hill,
see
because
if it's up to our caliber.
I think it's an ocean.
I don't know, what gives Bianca that idea? Could it be the waves? Could it be knowing
I can't
where
hear
we're
any
camped?
waves. I definitely can't see an ocean right now.
Oh, look at the colour of that water. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be camping here for the night. We were going to go and check out Gregory's to see which we like better, but we've got a nice spot here. It's an amazing view, amazing water. I reckon we just camp up here for the night. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's cruisy.
Decision made?
It's nice.
Oh, yes. Sweet. Let's do it. It might be, You right?
I'm a bit grumpy.
So the car is ever so slightly nose down at the moment, but honestly that's fine because, as Bianca mentioned earlier, we sleep with our heads at this end, and if you're ever setting up a rooftop tent, camper trailer, whatever it is, you want your head higher. As soon as your head is lower than your feet, you'll wake up with the most chronic headache, I guarantee it. So as long as the head is at the high end, you're absolutely fine, and that's what it is for us. So that's why Bianca is so happy. Look at that happy face. Oh, she wants some chocolate.
Much happier now.
So we've bought 20 litres of water in this jerry can to sustain us. We're thinking just a couple of days, and we're going to go back into Denham, and you can refill your water there.
Just to clarify, this is only for like cleaning and cooking. We don't use it for drinking. We've got
we've bought some water bottles. I mean, I would, but Bianca prefers to buy bottled water for our drinking.
It's like, after it's been like heated up and, you know, just in a plastic thing, you know, it gets that yucky taste.
But we're on day 3 at the moment, and this still feels, to me, maybe half full, I would say, roughly. So we were umming and ahhing today whether to head back into Denham and refill our water, but decided, yeah, we'll see how we go. As Bianca mentioned, we've got some bottled water we can use for cooking as well if we need to, if we do run out and we need it, but should be fine. And yeah, that gives you an idea of how much water we go through on our camping trips.
I'm gonna check each piece and see if it's got seeds in it. You see that?
Give it still.
No seeds. So I can eat it.
We are about to have a lovely camping shower, and we've added a new bit of gear to our kit from Kmart. A $30 special, which is a shower tent, which I'm not confident it's going to stand up very well in this wind, but we're going to see how we go. We might have to add a few extra guy ropes to it, or it might just fly away into the distance, but we'll see how we go. I am going to get some guy ropes handy though.
Where'd you get those?
The guy who runs this tie gear company, when I did that video saying I'm going on a break, he got in touch on Instagram and said, oh, I just wanted to send some bit of gear out as a thank you for all the content. So no expectation of any videos or anything. And yeah, you know what? They're actually awesome bits of gear. So we got...
I totally just plugged him in there.
I know, it's hard to work things in like that without them sounding sponsored.
I was about to say, that was purely my own curiosity, and I just happened to be like, oh, what you got there?
Well, seeing as you're asking these, no, yeah.
When I put that in.
Definitely not a sponsored plug or anything. We're using them for the awning at the moment purely because they're getting the job done well. So, yep, shout out to Peter from Tie Gear for sending these out.
Really a handy bit of gear actually, and as I said, like this is now all I can think in my head is like, wow, we're really just sales pitching this. But I promise you it's not. That was a genuine question. But yeah, we've used them a few times, and after I figured out how they work, they're really good.
Yeah.
I like them.
Now, you might be wondering what water we're going to be using for our showers. We had a bit of a brainwave before we came here thinking we don't want to be using this 20-litre tank on the back. We have two 10-litre jerry cans full of water. So I figured a good way of making sure one of us isn't hogging all our shower water. We have two separate jerry cans, both with 10 litres of water. So we have one each to know.
One was leaking, they were both leaking a little bit. One was leaking more than the other on the way here. That's Daniel's.
So guess which one I get. All right, here is your shower, miss.
No, that was the leaking one. Actually, that looks pretty full.
I'll get them both down. You can take your pick. How about that? Actually, they're both very, very similar.
Pretty even.
I think it gets out of spirit level to make sure you're getting the maximum amount of water.
I'm gonna have that one on the left.
All right, one Bianca shower coming up.
Yeah, I get first shower. Nope. Not lit.
So we have learnt and Bianca discovered that if the gas cylinder, we're running off this little propane tank instead of a full-size gas bottle, and it seems like it's working when we put it fully upside down. So
that, and I also put the heat to half instead of full. So yeah, no idea, but it did just work, and Daniel tested all of this at home as well. So
yeah.
It just seems to be a little bit dicky. Anyway, he has used about half of his water in testing this, so I have said that I would share my water.
Oh, thank you.
Because that's just not fair.
So time to test our Kmart special shower tent. See how we go. I think it's one of those pop-up styles that like right now it's all firmly held in its circular position, but if we just... Whoop. We get a shower tent.
I didn't realise there was a pop-up one like that. Oh, this is going to go really well. So I should just make a kite. Firm underneath that. It's really firm.
Who puts 10 pegs in like that?
Going in now. You know, it's really funny.
Oh, no.
Jump on in.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh, do you fit?
I'm literally holding the tent up with my head.
I literally did not think you were going to fit.
I'll get you some flooring.
I think we need 4 bits.
Would you prefer soft slide up or textured?
Non-slip.
Non-textured it is. So we are both nice and squeaky clean after a lovely shower, but a pretty fresh shower.
Yep, it was a bit cold. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it to work. We got it to work once with the testing that we were doing, but we're going through a heap of water, so we're like, screw it. was just going to jump in. So yeah, just lab it up and had a cold shower. But very good for activating the polyvagal nerve and getting your body all like, woo!
Yes, apparently it's very healthy to have cold showers, so you can consider us very healthy tonight after having a lovely cold shower.
And it's actually it was really refreshing. It was like, oh, I feel really nice
feel
afterwards.
Great. I didn't realise how dirty I was until I started cleaning everything
Yeah, we
off.
smell a lot better.
Yeah. So if you have one of these dual hot water systems, you're thinking about getting one, I definitely do not recommend getting one of these little adapters that allows you to run them off the propane tank. Sounds great. I thought it would be a great idea for convenience for us, but it's just not that way in reality. So I reckon of the 3 times we've tried to use it on that, this is like 2 times it hasn't worked, and the 1 time it has was while I was testing it at home, so didn't even really need the hot water anyway. So stick to a full-size gas bottle. That's what we're going to be doing in future.
Yeah, we haven't had a single issue with a full-time gas bottle. We should point that out. So the unit itself is awesome, but yeah, definitely just seems to need a decent amount of gas flow. So
yeah, maybe if that propane tank was full, might be a different story. But you don't want to have to depend on having full tanks of propane at all times. Yeah. Anyway, we're feeling nice and clean and fresh. This sun is going down fast, so gonna set up a cheeky time lapse.
Yeah, and go and enjoy some time on the beach and enjoy some time on the beach in the sunset. And I'm already dressed for warming up. I'm actually quite warm at the moment, but I know that as soon as the sun goes down I'm going to be freezing, so I'm just prepping myself to keep the warmth in as much as possible. I've already got my body warmer on my stomach sitting there ready to go.
There we go.
So just pack this up and pack the shower up and go enjoy the sunset.
Sounds good. We just watched an amazing sunset. Phenomenal.
Spectacular.
I was just saying to Bianca, it's probably like one of my top 3 campsites ever.
I think it's very close to being my top 1. I'm trying to think if there's somewhere that I've been that I've liked more than this. I mean, look, it's hard unless you're in the moment. The only thing I would like more is if it was a bit warmer. But views, I can't,
And considering, like, I know I keep like harping on about it, but they forecast like almost 40km/h winds today.
Oh my God, please shut up.
And like,
please shut up.
Couldn't even tell you where the wind's coming from. That's how non-existent the wind is.
Touch wood.
Yes.
But yeah, it's stunning. It's amazing. It is cold. It is very cold, but it is still stunning.
Yeah, what a day. So definitely recommend South Gregories if you're looking for a campsite in the Francois Peron National Park.
Well worth the $22 we spent for a night. I would happily pay that and stay for like 5 nights. Honestly,
actually, we were saying that, like, this is one of those places it's well worth that camping fee because the tracks are so well, they're bumpy, but they're well maintained. There's toilet facility, bathroom facilities at all the different campsites around the park.
They've all been good.
You get a lot of room, so no problems, camper trailer, caravan, whatnot. If it can handle the corrugations, there's no problem at all fitting it into a bay when you get here.
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. A great spot to come, definitely. If you're into camping and you haven't come up here, it's only a day's drive, a long day's drive, but 1 day's drive from Perth, so
yeah,
so worth it. So worth it.
So
and apparently very good fishing, which we still are yet to do because we're not fishing people, but if you were, then apparently...
I'm keen, I'm really keen to learn and give it a go. Like, I just suck. So,
Daniel doesn't have the skill and I don't have the patience. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to sit here and enjoy what little light is left, then head back up and make some dinner because I'm pretty hungry.
Yep, and then I'm going to jump into bed before I freeze.
That's good. Don't hit the GoPro.
No guarantees, but I'll try. What's your orange juice, my Oh, you can hear that?
Maniac?